Football. Football is arguably the greatest sport to have existed in the history of the world. As of today, it is also the most popular sport in the world. To put this in perspective, there are roughly 8 billion people living in the world today, and football has 3.5 billion fans. For my American audience, that is more than double the amount of fans of baseball, American football, basketball, and golf combined. Also, for my American viewers, I'll be referring to what you may call soccer as football in this video. Don't get me wrong, I'm an American too. I just happen to be culturally correct about the beautiful sport of football. Football has gathered an immense amount of attention over time all across the world, with some of the biggest leagues of the world, like the British Premier League, the Spanish La Liga, the German Bundesliga, and the Champions League of Europe. At an international level, the World Cup has been absolutely instrumental in gathering more and more attention for the sport. With such a large following of the sport, it's only understandable that emotions can run high, and people can become fanatics, which can all drive very deep connections of people to the sport itself and some of its players. In the big picture conversation surrounding football, two names come up more than any other players in history: Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi. Ronaldo and Messi are arguably by far the most talented two players to have shared the great stage of European football together, at a time when Ronaldo played for Real Madrid and Messi for Barcelona. While they're no longer playing for these teams, both Ronaldo and Messi have cemented their names in the history books. In fact, even today, hundreds of thousands of fans engage in debates about who the better player, or the GOAT, really is. In this video, we'll be looking at some hard facts about how people think about these players' performance and what makes one of them the true GOAT. So, let's begin. European football fans are absolutely crazy about their teams. I'm sure you all know at least one person who is the biggest fan of a European club, like Manchester United, Real Madrid, Arsenal, AC Milan, etc. Part of this crazy fanaticism towards one's own team is explained by something called the attachment theory. Rooted in early developmental psychology, attachment theory suggests that people seek connections to other people both at a small scale like family members and at a large scale, like celebrities and athletes. A favorite team or player acts somewhat like a consistent emotional anchor for fans, which can neurologically feel like a personal relationship. In the Messi versus Ronaldo situation, this is actually only the tip of the iceberg when it comes to fandom and loyalty. Let's look at this further. If you're a football fan, I'm sure you have seen or are at least familiar with some of the biggest wins that Messi and Ronaldo have delivered to their own teams. From the magical last-minute shot at the Bernabeu to Ronaldo's bicycle kick against Juventus, these players have produced moments of football that will forever be remembered by its fan base. The reason why some of these moments are so personal to some fans is largely, among other things, because of a single neurotransmitter called dopamine. This is a neurotransmitter that is linked to reward and pleasure. A very interesting thing to note here is that the brain experiences a spike in dopamine release when you watch your favorite player succeed. An area of the brain called the ventral striatum is deeply involved in processing this rewarding and pleasurable feeling, which is neurologically speaking very similar to when someone is happy about a personal achievement. What this means is that fans tend to think of and process their favorite player's success as their own success, which partly explains why fans tend to get overly fanatic, emotional, or just crazy about their own team. Ronaldo versus Messi is a conversation that has been occurring for a very long time now. However, everything changed in 2022. See, if you evaluate the Ronaldo versus Messi situation from an objectively neutral perspective, the answer is really clear. The World Cup, or La Copa Mundial, depending upon where you live in the world, is the biggest prize in football. It isn't the only ticket into the gallery of the greats by any chance, But if there were one biggest prize in the history of football, it would be the World Cup. Until 2022, the door was wide open about the Ronaldo versus Messi conversation. Everyone had their eyes on who would win the World Cup. And what happened? History was made. Lionel Messi lifted the World Cup in 2022, completing his gallery of trophies, awards, Ballon d'Ors, etc. Objectively speaking, that also made him the greatest to have ever played the game of football. I'm not a Messi fan by any chance, but winning the World Cup truly separated his legacy from everyone else, including Cristiano Ronaldo. By doing that, he basically completed football, as he won everything there is to be won at the club and international levels. The reason why what I just said may not be so well received by Ronaldo fans is a rather complicated one. See, in a sports rivalry, fans' brains process the competition as a personal investment, somewhat similar to how we feel in social conflicts. It basically neurologically becomes an us versus them argument. Areas such as the anterior cingulate cortex, the medial prefrontal cortex, among others, become involved, the details of which I won't include because it is really complicated. What we have to understand here is that the fans of Ronaldo and Messi aren't just people who started to watch these guys play last night. They're people who have been watching them for a literal decade, which means that there exist strong beliefs in them about the greatness of one against the other. This brings our favorite concept called confirmation bias into the picture, something that I've talked about in previous videos. As a concept, what it really means is that your brain actively seeks information that confirms your long-standing beliefs. In football, I have seen some insane scenarios of this personally. After 2022, however, Ronaldo fans have been experiencing something called cognitive dissonance. This occurs when a fan's beliefs about their favorite player clash with contradictory information. For instance, if a player underperforms or faces criticism, fans experience discomfort and tend to downplay this negative information. This is basically a form of mental justification. For example, when Ronaldo lost in 2022, there were a lot of fans who came out and tried to justify it by saying that he wasn't allowed to play the full 90 minutes, he's getting older, etc. This justification actually strengthens loyalty, as fans become more committed to supporting their chosen player against all odds. This reinforces the us versus them mentality, which basically means that this rivalry is here to stay forever. Love them or hate them, I believe that both sides of the rivalry can at least agree upon the fact that both Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi have cemented their names in the gallery of the greats. The competitive nature of their fans is actually a good thing, as long as it's simply rooted in the love for the game of football. As long as legends exist, there will always be people who question their legacy. It is the very fact that their legacy is being questioned over others that makes them legends. Ronaldo and Messi are both legends, and the bigger legends are the people, the fans, or you, because you watched this video. So, thank you for watching The Brain Bubble. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you liked this video, I have at least 1,500 more football-related ideas in the tank, so I would highly encourage you to like the video. I've been trying to resolve issues surrounding the comment section on my videos with YouTube. This is because there were spam comments that were actively trying to scam you guys. Once the moderation standards are decided, the comment section for videos starting this one, hopefully, will be fully functioning. Go ahead and comment who you think the GOAT is. I will see you next time. Peace.